Hi, my name is Ricky Huynh, and I'm an application engineer for Hawkridge Systems. And today we're going to be diving into the last video of our three-part series about SolidWorks 3D Interconnect. In part 2, we took a look at how to directly open the third-party CAD data so we can add our own SolidWorks features and then update it with the newer version. In this last video, we're going to explore how we can import a Solid Edge assembly. Then we're going to break the link to the original third-party CAD file, utilize feature recognition so that we can fix up our components without having to wait for the vendors. So we're going to go ahead and go to Insert Components, and then we're going to filter out to a Solid Edge assembly, and then we're going to bring in my drive motor assembly. So we'll place it in. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and change the display state so I can look at my motor plate. That's what we're going to focus in on. And utilizing our smart mates, I can grab this edge, hold down the Alt key, and then hover over this edge here to make sure it's going to add in both a coincident and a concentric mate. I'll make these two cylindrical surfaces concentric as well. And what we're going to find is we're going to have a problem. So after mating our motor assembly, you'll notice that I'm going to go ahead and select this face. I'm going to go normal to it. And I find out that the holes don't line up. Right? And in this case, most likely what you'd have to do is you'd have to tell the vendor and tell them maybe the position was out of place. And if it's them, then you'd have to wait for them to do so. Right? So in this case, I can break the link. So I can right click and break the link. And notice how it creates a virtual component, right? This virtual component, I can still have it maintain virtual. You notice the brackets. I can also save it out externally as well. So if it's virtual, it's just going to stay in this assembly. At the same time, I'm focusing in on that motor adapter. So I want to also break that link to the motor adapter plate as well. What that then allows me to do, instead of having to wait for the vendor to send me another file, is I've broken the link, and then now I can right click, open the part in the position so I know which one of the holes I want to be able to modify. And then we can leverage feature recognition. Now you have the different options on how to do feature recognition. In this case, we're just going to do feature recognition on this one hole to give us the M7 clearance hole. We'll have two sketches, one for the position and then one for the cross section of our hole, for the hole wizard hole. Then now what we're going to do is we're going to take a look back at our assembly, and we got to figure out, we're going to edit this part in context of our assembly. Main reason being is I want to know where to position it. So I'm going to edit that sketch, then I'm going to hide the body. Then afterwards, using basic SolidWorks functionality, I'm going to hover over the edge to wake up the center and then place that right in the center. I'm going to go ahead and show the body again just to bring it back, and then add a component mode and back into the assembly. So now if I go normal to it, and that the holes are also going to line up, that reference to there as well. So the holes are lined. Throughout this video series, we've discussed 3 different workflows or 3D Interconnect can improve on our current processes, especially if we're working with multiple vendors that have different third-party CAD tools. We can see we can directly open the third-party CAD data without the need for translation. This allows for more seamless integration without having to worry about exporting out to a neutral CAD format or asking our vendors to do so, which creates a longer time for our products to get to market. In addition, we saw that the imported CAD data can be updated with newer version files, allowing us to preserve mates we can break beforehand. And lastly, we discovered that if we needed to break the associative link, we can do our own editing with feature recognition instead of having to wait for the vendor to provide us with the correct model. Thanks for watching.